After an absence of about 6 years, it was great to be back at Lake Chira, right up in the mountains of Gran Canaria. And I'll be fishing alongside Dave and Alison Beecham, who invited me out the first time, and it would be nice to go back and see them again, so I was really looking forward to it. The lake looked really good. The water was a little bit low, but by all accounts it was fishing really well. But the first job was to get to the lake, have a little look round, try and pick some places to fish, and then have a quick stop over at Dave and Alison's house. Well, it's a roasting hot day up in the hills of Gran Canaria, but it is lovely. We've got a little bit of cloud today, which is actually very nice. Otherwise, it's been wall-to-wall sunshine up here, which is what you expect this time of year. It's June, and I'm up on a beautiful Lake Chira. It's absolutely gorgeous up here, got to say. Yeah, got a few days on here, doing a few different bits and pieces, but I've got a bit of time to do a bit of fishing. And it's lovely to be down here. It's so peaceful and quiet, and with backdrops like that it couldn't be better really. But it is hot, so I've got my floppy hat and my sunglasses and my factor 50, because that's all very important. But even more important than that, I've got the rods out, so hopefully I'm going to catch a few nice scaly fish. I mean, these fish in here, well, I mean, there's a bit of history to this lake. It goes back a long way. You know, Kevin Nash was fishing here 25 years ago, I suppose, Rod Hutchinson, and I was catching those lovely fish then, and well, they're still here today. There's loads of lovely, really scaly mirrors, and a lot of commons coming through, but it's those scaly ones we really want to see, I suppose. But there we go. I'm here for a few days, so yeah, it's looking nice. I'm enjoying myself here already, so it's going to be a nice week. Oh, it's a lovely morning. Actually a bit of cloud cover at the moment. Had a couple of hot days. It was a bit of cloud yesterday, but it's lovely being out in the water doing it while it's like this. Just redoing my rods for the day anyway. All the action seems to be coming from the far margin, so I'm going across two rods. I've got them fairly close together out there. There's a little bay out there, just where some little brick walls where people obviously grow different vegetables at different times of year, and as the water levels go up and down, they have to use different little plots. So there's a series of little walls up there, and sort of little plateaus as well, I suppose. So it's a nice little place to present a bait, and it's in a little bay, so I've got one on the corner of the bay and one in the bay itself. It's pretty basic stuff. For some reason they love the tangerine dreams out here. I mean, I know the problem in the past is that they wouldn't eat that many boilies. You know, they've struggled to get fish on boilies. Used to be tiger nuts and particles, but they've latched onto the tangerine dreams, and well, but near enough everything that's coming out of here at the moment is coming out on them. So yeah, happy days. Quite soft down there, just feeling about the lead, and might be better off just over there. I was thinking over this side it shelves off a little bit shallower, although there feels quite nice actually. Shallows up a little bit there. Still far enough away from the bank, but it's not sinking into the silt there, just plugging in a little bit. I think actually I'm going to try it there, just make sure I'm not tangled. Nah, see, simple rigs, they don't tangle. So I'll just drop that down there. I reckon it's got to be 15 to 18 foot there. Just a little bit of Dave's particle mix, which the fish absolutely love here. It's actually a lot easier to drop rods like this with an outboard engine, because you can hold the engine with one hand and rod with the other. So rowing back is okay, as long as you just keep an eye on the line, just keep it sort of fairly tight, and just watch that the line isn't catching on the spools, as sometimes, especially after you just had a fish where it's been under a bit more tension, the line can catch on the spool, and like that, you see, and you just need to make sure it's not tightening up too much, because it can drag the rig out of position. But other than that, it's just a matter of taking it fairly steady, just a slow row back, keep your eye on it, and yeah, that's okay. First one. Been waiting all day for this as well. Go, first one, not a big one, but sat here all day in the hot sunshine, so pleased to get one. First one, off the mark, Canaries carp. I suppose one of the great things about fishing up here is that you don't actually need a lot of gear, and Dave supplies it all, so you know it's easy to fly in with a bit of bait, I suppose, and a few bits of end tackle with the cameras, of course, but other than that, Dave sort of supplies everything, so it makes it very easy to get up here and get fishing. And I know he caters a lot for holiday clients, if you like, day trippers that come up here, they're on holiday with their family, just fancy a day's fishing, and you know, he can sort them out, he can get them up here and catch them a few fish. You know, and he's got different areas, some of which are suited better to day fishing, some of which are suited better to sort of session fishing, I suppose. I've just come up here on this, you know, this is one of the sort of session areas, and you know, there's fish all over the lake really, but you know, he's got it well sorted out, so the guys that are down the other end, they'll be catching a few today, no doubt. But it's nice, it makes a change for me actually, because I'm so used to loading up the van and driving off somewhere, which, you know, I don't mind that, but it's actually nice to travel light, just turn up and have the gear, you know, sort of just there and ready to rumble, if you like. You know, and it's good gear as well. He uses mostly Nash gear, so we, you know, got the scopes and the BP10s and the sirens, H-gun pods, so yeah, you know, it's like home from home for me. Fishing the night area had been great fun, and the guys I was fishing with, Tim and Mark, both had fish between them, but there was a lot more coming from the day area, so I chose to move down there.
I was just saying that, yeah. It's going to be a massive amount.
Wasn't long before the runs started to come, and Dave and I were both into action.
Well, did I not?
Oh, you didn't. I've caught a fish. There he goes. That's the big fully scaled gap, mate. There we go.
Well, this is lovely. Literally just sat here having a rum and coke in the sunshine, and it's gone off. Lovely little scope rod, just hammered off. There's all the team up there. having a drink. Oh, it's been brilliant. This is absolutely such fun. Fun in the sun. There we go, look at that, what a view, eh? That's what we come for. Just a couple of hours in the right spot.
That's it.
A little common a little while ago. Dave's put the rods out, bless him. Excellent work.
Beautiful.
What an absolutely gorgeous fish. Cheers, Dave.
No worries, mate.
Well, this is the job that everyone gets fed up with doing when there's loads of action. But I don't mind a bit of rowing. There's all the people back on the bank there. The rod's been going well today, so that's all that matters. Got a bit of seed, it's like ground bait actually in the bucket there, but with the tangerines and the coconuts. Tangerine on the hook. It's quite a long way across, it's a fair old bit of rowing, so you need to be quite fit for it. Mind you don't really, because I'm not fit and I can do it. I think, yeah, we're about there really, I think. And there we are. Okay, so just lower that down to the bottom. Different way of doing it this. Normally I would take the rod out with me, but there we go, it's at the bottom. Dunk. Dave stays on the bank with the rod. I now just throw some of that, and the good thing about this ground bait, it leaves a cloud, so you can see how quick I'm drifting, but once that first cloud goes in, I know where it is. I know that that first cloud is where the hook bait is, so it doesn't matter. And literally that's it. It's only a few handfuls of bait each time, and a few of the coconuts, a few of the tangerines, and that's enough to get us a bite. But because we've got 3 or 4 rods in quite a tight area here, I suppose, it builds up the baiting over a period of time. And well, he's been able to keep this area going for a long time now. It's a great area, this. We've watched fish jumping here all day long. You know, and this is the hot area in between this little point, this little headland here, and the rock there. That's basically where it's all happening. So that little area I'm looking at now, there's loads of fish there. Can't see them at the moment, but there's loads of fish down there. Fantastic. It's worked every day, that area. We've had between 7 and 20 fish every day out there. We've had 9 today now. We had 20 yesterday. And of course we've still got time yet. We've still got a few hours today, so there'll be more. But there we go. Someone's got to row these baits out. This time it was me. Still feeding in the red hot sunshine. There we are, another beautiful scaly one. I mean, it's been a procession of these fish and they are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's not a big one, so I'm gonna just slip it back, but I had to get it on film because they're just so lovely. Look at that. Just turn him round. Look at them scales. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. Thank you, little fella. Get you back now. With so much action going on, it only seemed to be fair to let the girls have a go, so the next run was taken by Alison. Then of course it was Jo's turn. Now all along she had wanted 1 or 2 scaly mirrors, and this was her chance. It's funny, you know, you think of these instant action baits like Tangerine Dream, you think they're going to be like, you know, sort of quick bite, quick to work and sort of fade out quick. In actual fact, you know, I know Dave struggled to get boilies going on this lake, and these are the ones that have been working really well. But not only that, they've been going in this swim for 2 or 3 months now, and instead of like tailing off, the action's gradually been picking up. So, you know, though they're classed as an instant action bait, they're also, you know, obviously a long-term bait as well. And he's been using them and catching loads of fish on them. And I brought some coconut creams out as well because I've used them a lot in the past, obviously. And I said, well, if the tangerines are working, every chance the coconuts will be working as well. And he said, well, you know, it's difficult to get baits going here, but sure enough, put them on yesterday, went straight away. It was the next rod that went. So they're both good baits, you know, they really are. I've got a lot of faith in them, and you know, they are the best baits out here by far, actually. Dave said he was going to take the girls back to the house just at the top of the hill, so I said I'd look after the rods for a couple of minutes. But of course, as soon as his back was turned, what happened? One of the rods went off. Oh dear, nothing I can do about that. There's another take. And there's this one. Oh, what a beauty. There we go. 2 nets. Whoa. And 2 very lively scaly Chira carp. Action's been amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Wow. Well, it's, it's literally absolute chaos here. There's rods going off everywhere. We just managed to get them both mine back out. One's gone while we were dropping one. Literally, while I'm doing this, the other one's gone again. And Steve's taking care of that. Now this one ain't a big one, but it's typical of what we come out here for, because if you let, they're so lively, these fish. They're so full of energy, they really are. I mean, I've brought him in from long range, he fought all the way in, and he's still full of energy. And of course they would bash me out anyway, I don't like my grubby mitts all over him, but if he will let me, because just look at that, what a gorgeous fish. I mean, you know, it's not about big fish out here, it definitely ain't. It's about these scaly ones. Chira's famous for these fish, and that is absolutely gorgeous. Well, the action continued right through to the end for us and the day tripper guys, with a procession of lovely scaly Chira carp. If anything, it was picking up all the time, and towards the end it got faster and faster, with us catching 26 carp on the last day alone. All good things do have to come to an end though, and that was the same for this trip. We'd had a brilliant time with Dave and Ali Beecham, but now it was time to back up. But it wasn't quite the end of the trip, because we had one more little trip to the bar for us all.